Good morning. So today I'm in Beddgelert, North Wales, to try to discover the true story behind the name of the village. Two stories, one of a grief-stricken dog owner, full of remorse, and the other of an ancient healer. Physical evidence remains for both stories, but only one could be true. Enjoy. So I'm just on my way. I'm actually passing. Well, I've just left Roost on my way to Beddgelert, and I had to stop. And just look at these views. And it's absolutely glorious here. You can see the Snowdonia mountain range in front. Looking absolutely stunning. And then I know it's going to be into the sun, just bear with me. As you go further down the valley, you've got the mist still lingering. I couldn't stop a bit earlier, because I would have, because there was the mist over the lakes with the mountain range in the background. It was absolutely gorgeous, but I just couldn't stop, unfortunately. But yeah, that's the problem with North Wales. It takes you forever to get anywhere because you have to keep stopping. Why wouldn't you? You got views like that. Okay, so I've literally got half a mile up the road and I've had to stop again. These views are just out of this world. Stunning. It's just beautiful. So I've literally made it about another mile down the road. I've had to stop again. I'm not even sure if the camera will be able to make this out. That's basically a mountain range at the back. I'm stood in front of a lake. And as always, it's just absolutely stunning. Okay, so we just arrived in Beddgelert, which basically means Gelert's grave, which there's a couple of different stories on that. I'll go into it in a second. Well, as we walk around the village. But this is the main car park, and to be fair, it's only just 10 o'clock and it's already busy now. I think a lot of people use it as a base for hiking. So Beddgelert is just basically a tourist destination these days, and it's used as a base for hikers. Nearby Snowdonia range. And I say it's already busy, and it's just 10 o'clock in the morning. Looks like there's quite a few school parties. Nice homemade fudge place there. And look how clear that water is. Absolutely gorgeous. So as I said earlier, there's two basically stories about Beddgelert. One possibly a bit more believable, but I'll leave it up to you. I'll tell you when we're nearer to where I want to be. It's one of them days today, whichever way I want to go is walking into the sun, which doesn't help with the quality of the image, but It is what it is. Beautiful little gift shops. And not sure what this is. Looks like a really, really old cottage. It's now a woodcraft place. And look at that. For a bench. Unsurprisingly, they've won Europe in bloom, not just UK. And you can see why, I've got to admit. I mean, it's October now, there's still colour everywhere. The place is just stunning. It's like there's a weir just coming up in front. And I didn't show you that, but just behind us, in fact, let's take a look. There's another really old building and there's a plaque, so let's see what the plaque says. The Inn of the Sixth Happiness. Many scenes, difficult to read actually. The TV was taken here. A missionary in China. Okay, so we're just coming up to a little bridge. And another beautiful picturesque image. If I can get out of the sun. So just in front of us, I think this is the Church of St Mary. To be honest, it's not a particularly nice looking church, but I don't know whether it's open. I don't know whether I can get to it from this side. Probably not. Take a look on the way back. But this walk is just stunning. You know, I don't think I'd ever get fed up with these views. As I say, on the way here I had to stop 4 times. And there's probably another 4 times I could have stopped, but there wasn't anywhere. Some stunning scenery on the way over. If you ever take the road, I think it's from the it'll be the A5. If you cut across from the A5 and take the turn off for Carnarvon, Porthmadog, you'll come through about 10 miles and it's just non-stop. Gorgeous scenery. Talking of which, Either the mountain always looks so much better in the sun. Mind you, I suppose everything does. Okay, so I mentioned a bit earlier that there were basically 2 stories about the village and basically how it's got its name. As I said, Beddgelert basically means Gelert's grave, and in front of us is said to be Gelert's grave. Well, Gelert was an Irish wolfhound, and he was owned by Prince Llewellyn the Great in the 12th century. And basically the story goes, one day Llewellyn went off hunting and left Gelert alone with his young child. Upon his return, he was greeted by Gelert, bounded up to him with blood all around his mouth. Struck with fear and fearing the worst, Llewellyn ran to the baby's crib, only to find it empty, surrounded by blood-laden sheets. Enraged, he thrust his sword straight into Gelert's heart. As the blood-curdling cry fell silent, he heard the sound of a baby whimpering. Rushing back to the crib, he found the baby alive under the crib with a huge wolf covered in blood beside him. Gelert had defended the baby and slain the wolf. Llewellyn, overcome with guilt and grief, buried his beloved Gelert in a grave here, and it said that he would never smile again. Beddgelert, meaning Gelert's grave. So that's our first story. So the second story goes like this basically. St Gelert was a 7th century Welsh hermit who lived in a cave near Llandyssil, South Wales. Near to the cave was a well which was believed to have healing powers, and pilgrims would travel to be healed by Gelert. There's even a church in the area dedicated to him in Beddgelert, where the ruins can still be seen today. His connection to Beddgelert is that he was thought to have been martyred here. Beddgelert, meaning Gelert's grave. 2 stories. Which one's true? You decide. So in conclusion, you've got 2 very different stories, both with some physical evidence, perhaps some of it a lot older than the other, and one a romantic tale which may have been used in the 18th century by an innkeeper to attract trade. David Pritchard, who ran the Royal Oak Hotel, may well have very cleverly used an old Buddhist monk's works, which told of a snake and a mongoose. A story retold over many centuries, even as recently as 1955 in Lady and the Tramp, where a tramp was sent to the pound after being found next to his overturned cot in the nursery. So I don't know, I'll leave that one to you guys. I'm swayed in one direction, but I'd like to believe the other one. So that was Beddgelert, with its 2 tales of how it's got its name. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll leave this video here. What a beautiful little village. If you're ever near it, just drop in. You'll be done in an hour. It's absolutely gorgeous.